Hey you guys, it's Britt. Today we're here to talk about the Ballinger family. I had quite a few thoughts, so if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so the Ballinger family is definitely an OG family of vloggers here on YouTube. They've been on the platform literally vlogging their family for ages. We're going to get into some of their older content here in a minute, but before I even show you their channel, when I go on YouTube to search Ballinger Family to pull up their channel, these are the results that pop up in order. Ballinger Family Duncan, Ballinger Family Baby Duncan, Ballinger Family Birthday Duncan, Ballinger Family Pregnant with Duncan, Ballinger Family Birth of Duncan, Ballinger Family Bailey, period. Bailey is their oldest daughter. Then it goes into Christmas, Luke, pregnant, birth, and Colleen, house tour, Bailey. This is obviously a problem for many, many reasons. Anytime I talk about family vloggers, I automatically try to put myself in the child's shoes. And growing up, my dad videotaped everything. I have birthday parties, I have just days that I was spending at home, beach trips, Christmases, football games, all the good stuff that I would do with my dad growing up. Easters, everything in between. I have a collection of those DVDs for myself, and I watch them periodically anytime I want to look back on my childhood. Anytime I'm in the mood, I can pop in one of those DVDs and I have tons of videos to choose from. That's for my own memory. I could not imagine if all of those videos were out on a public platform. And not to mention, that's the more innocent videos. As a parent, I've always said, your role is to protect your child or children. Anytime my dad sat down with me to have a serious conversation, if it was something that was going to be sad or stressful or unexpected, and I might be emotional about the conversation, there was never a camera in the room. There are certain things in life events that happen where your children are involved or your child is involved, and there is absolutely no reason for that moment to be captured on video. Absolutely no reason. If you guys aren't familiar with the Ballinger family, the dad is Chris, the mom is Jessica. Chris is actually Colleen's brother. Colleen Ballinger, Miranda sings. I've talked about her a couple times on my channel before. Super problematic in my opinion. Her content is problematic. She is problematic, but we're not here to talk about Colleen. The only reason I mention it is because Chris is her brother. So that's why the last name probably sounds familiar to a lot of you that spend time on YouTube. They have 1.67 million subscribers and they have 1,618 videos. Chris married his high school sweetheart, who is Jessica, and they just pretty much have what appears to be a very wholesome marriage, and they have many children. Now, their content is just as problematic as many other family vloggers' content, but I'll tell you guys the reason why I think that a lot of tea and commentary channels don't talk about the Ballingers as often as someone like the Ace family, the Prince family, the LeBrants, a lot of the family vloggers that are in constant rotation. The Ballingers have kind of put themselves in this position where not only have they been on the platform for a really long time, so at this point they're kind of wallflowers in my opinion, but they also have this very wholesome exterior, and their problematic content is not uploaded on a consistent basis. Now, showing their kids, that's hugely problematic, but it also depends on who you ask. As far as their most viewed videos, when you sort them, it's not just a bunch of super gross, problematic stuff. And I think that's why they kind of slip under the radar in, you know, for some people. But they are a family that monetizes injuries. They did this series with one of their sons and Miranda Sings, which is Colleen's kind of alter ego character that she plays, where he was doing gymnastics lessons with Miranda Sings. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with boys doing gymnastics. There's nothing wrong with boys doing cheerleading. Like, I don't believe in that, oh, this sport is for girls and this sport is for boys kind of thing. I just say that if that's what your child wants to try out and see if they like it, then let them, you know, try it out. Who am I to say, oh no, gymnastics is for girls? Like, that's just a very narrow-minded way of thinking, just my opinion. But that also doesn't mean that you need to put him in this outfit and film it and put it onto YouTube. Again, it kind of comes back to the not everything is content. Some things can just be for your private collection and you can pass it down to your children once they get a little bit older. Now, the Ballinger family is very close with JoJo Siwa, which the relationship between Colleen Ballinger and JoJo, I think, is a little bit different. I won't go into that today, but you can definitely see the spillover of JoJo being featured on the Ballinger Family channel in several videos. So those are some of their higher viewed videos, but what also gets a lot of views is injuries for them. Medical scares, medical issues. There is a video from 6 years ago that has almost 5 million views trying to figure out what's wrong. And it shows one of their sons with medical tape on his head. It looks like he is in a hospital setting. Really sad. And they also filmed one of their sons getting his tonsils taken out, which that is a little bit more innocent. But again, why is that content? The series that they did with their one son learning gymnastics with Miranda Sings banked a ton of views for their channels. So obviously anything with JoJo gets a lot of views. That's expected. And then you go down and you start seeing the gymnastics series, and the one has 5.8 million views. Another one has 2.7 million views. There's another one with 2.4 million views. And then you get into a little bit more of the medical issues that do really well for their channel. Why we took my son to the hospital. And then their daughter broke her wrist. Of course, that was content. The really weird thing about Miranda Sings' character too is that there's a lot of things to do with Miranda that are very sexualized. And when I think of the audience being children and her bizarre sexualization of jokes and certain words, I just find that to be very strange. You know, that's kind of the corner of that's kind of how the Ballingers, I think, have slipped under the radar for a lot of people. Is as a whole, they do look very wholesome and they're this happy family, high school sweethearts who have children, and they're so cute and they're just a family on YouTube vlogging. But when you actually look at their content, that's when you can really start to see this is a problem. And you can also see from the search results what people are looking for when it comes to when they're seeking out the Ballinger family. They are looking for very specific kinds of videos. Ooh, no. Then you go a little further down and it says mommy split her lip open, and it's a thumbnail of Jessica in the hospital with blood. And then there's another gymnastics lesson. Our baby needs laser surgery. So they have definitely managed to be on YouTube for a very long time and not be a constant topic of drama channels like other family vlog channels are. So I do find that part to be intriguing, but all it takes is a little bit of looking at their content. And I would react to some of their videos, but their children are so heavily involved in all of their vlogs that it would be near impossible to even react to anything without doing a ton of blurring or just taking small little clips, because this is also a family vlog channel similar to the Ace family where their children are constantly in a vlog, whether they're in the background or the main focus of the entire vlog. Their children carry this channel, and their one daughter is 14 years old, and I do wonder, she could be one of the ones that we kind of see her tell her side of the story as a vlog kid, as someone who has grown up on YouTube, because their oldest video is from 8 years ago. This little girl and her brother have been on YouTube most of their lives because they started out at such a young age. So who knows, they might not ever tell their side of the story, but at some point in time, one or more of these kids that were brought up on family vlog channels will come out and tell their side of the story. But what I really want to know from you guys is, how do you feel about a channel like the Ballingers, who they have this really wholesome appearance? They're not really involved in drama, because if you look at like the LeBrants, they have a wholesome appearance too, but it's so clear to tell that it's just completely fake, and they get themselves in trouble all the time. Like they're constant they're constantly doing vlogs that are extremely toxic and problematic. So it's easy to see through their shtick. Whereas with the Ballingers, with Chris and Jessica, it's harder to see through it because they're not consistently putting out really bad vlogs. They're not constantly involved in scamming their subscribers or appearing very money hungry, putting out money grabs for merch. I do think it's a little bit more of an interesting channel to take a look at. And you guys know how I feel about Colleen, just to kind of close out with my thoughts on her. I think that Colleen is extremely problematic, and it's not because of the Adam McIntyre thing. I think that that was part of the cluster that is Colleen Ballinger, but it's her Miranda Sings character. It's her, older content that she had put out that was gross and racist. And she is just constantly someone who I feel like her past will continue to follow her. And I still don't think that she's done a perfect job in current day of being non-problematic. And that's just my personal opinion, but you guys tell me kind of what you think. But yeah, I wanted to bring this to you because I feel like the Ballinger family definitely slips under the radar. It's very easy to kind of focus in on a lot of the other family vlog channels that we hear about all the time. But there are tons of families like this on YouTube where they're not talked about by drama channels, but as soon as you go onto their channel and take a look at their archive, you can tell that they are doing the same thing. They are monetizing injury. They're using clickbait when it comes to illnesses, tragedy. On top of it all, the kids are still being exploited by carrying these families. The homes and cars that these parents drive are all thanks because of their kids. It's all thanks to their kids, I should say. So anyway, guys, I need to get Axel some dinner. So yeah, tell me how you feel about all of this down below. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.